Chapter 7. After many meetings, the three wicked men decided that they would pay someone to kill the king, first making the murderer swear that he would never tell who had ordered him to do the deed. It was not very difficult to find a man bad enough to take the money for such an evil act. And the next thing to do was to decide where and when the deed was to be done. Putraka had been very well brought up by his mother, and he often went to a beautiful temple near his palace to pray alone. He would sometimes stop there a long time, gaining fresh knowledge and wisdom to do the work he was trusted with, and praying not only for himself, but for his father, his mother, his aunts, and his uncles, and for the people he loved so much. The murderer was told to wait in this temple, and when the young king was absorbed in prayer, to fall suddenly upon him and kill him. Then, when Putraka was dead, the murderer was to take his body and bury it far away in the depths of the forest where it could never be found. At first, it seemed likely that this cruel plot would succeed. To make quite sure, the murderer got two more men, as wicked as himself, to come and help him, promising to give them share of his reward. But the wicked men knew that Putraka has been in the protection of the gods since his birth. And as the young king prayed, forgetting everything in his earnest pleading for those he loved, he did not see or hear the evil men drawing slowly close to him. Their arms were uplifted to slay him, and the gleam of the weapon in the light that was always kept burning flashed upon him. When suddenly the heavenly guardian of the temple appeared and cast a spell upon the wicked men, and their hands were arrested in the very act to strike. What a wonderful sight that must have been when Putraka, disturbed in his prayer, looked around and saw the men who had come to kill him. With the shadowy form of the guardian threatening them, he knew at once that he had been saved from a dreadful death by a messenger from the god he had been worshipping. As he gazed at the men, the guardian faded away and he was left alone with them. Slowly the spell was broken and they dropped their weapon, clasped their hands in an appeal for mercy to the man whom they had meant to destroy. Putraka looked at them quietly and sadly. He felt no anger against them, only a great thankfulness for his escape. He spoke to the men very sternly, asking them why they wished to harm him, and the chief murderer told him who had sent them. The knowledge that his father wished to kill him shocked and grieved the young king terribly, but he controlled himself even when he learned the sad truth. He told the men that he forgave them, for they were not the most to blame, and he made them promise never to betray who had bribed them to kill him. He then gave them some money and told them to leave him.